And welcome, YouTube viewers. We've got some interesting developments here. The highest radio flux we've seen throughout the entire solar cycle. The growth of Sunspot 3014 is certainly noteworthy. Radio flux now at 171 solar flux units, the highest we've seen through solar cycle 25. That is a significant sunspot. The likelihood of major solar flares even higher than it was yesterday. That sunspot has grown over the past couple of days. Here's an even more close-up view of it. Sunspot 3014. Could it end civilization? Do we want it to end civilization? I'm sure there are quite a few viewers out there who are not happy with the way things have been going the past 2 years. Let us know in the comments if you would prefer for a large solar flare to hurl a coronal mass ejection and shut out the power grid for months at a time. Yes, let us know what you think in the comments section. And let's blast through a whole lot more data here. Here's the geospace, out to about 12 Earth diameters, modeled in magnetohydrodynamic pressure for the past 4 hours. It's our geospace magnetosphere movie, and you see a reduction here in the pressure as we've seen a reduction in the solar wind velocity and density over the past few hours. Again, that's the past 4 hours. Earth's magnetic moment from space. Here's Earth's magnetic moment from the ground. This is modeled in nanotesla magnetic flux density. Geospace delta B changes to Earth's B field. And the B field, folks, is the field that goes through a magnet, this magnet being the planet. Anyway, that's what's going on. Pretty calm conditions here. Geomagnetically speaking, we are at a KP1. So the planetary K index, KP1, is the current state of affairs. Each bar there representing 3 hours. It's geomagnetic calm. We are expecting some coronal hole high-speed streams to come back again late tomorrow and early on Friday. We could see geomagnetic unrest from that, according to NOAA. Check out the Space Weather Enthusiast dashboard for that. So here is a bit of a drop down in the solar wind velocity. It was all the way up to 600 plus. There's a value of 603. It's now down to about 476 kilometers per second. Solar wind density also lower than it was yesterday, about 6.3 protons per cubic centimeter. GOES magnetometers did have some spiky readings, as we forecasted yesterday. That is the tail end of a coronal hole high-speed stream. Again, we are expecting more to come late in the day tomorrow. Next, looking at the heliospheric current sheet, there is a south pole current sheet headed our direction. It's already showed up at stereo A. And lots of serious sunspots in the northern hemisphere, more to rise as well. So lots of stuff going on here. If you're wondering where this data comes from, it comes from 51 ground-based magnetometers, magnetometer on stereo A and magnetometer on stereo B. Here's a line of sight view, and you can see the solar magnetogram. Lots of magnetic organization on the earthly side of the solar disk. More to come. Let's move to coronal holes. We've got some south pole-oriented transequatorial coronal holes rotating in here on the east side. Also, you can see a bit of a migration starting to happen here. It looks like the south solar polar field not completely constrained to the south heliospheric, the south heliographic pole. It's now starting to sort of do its magnetic field reversal process in sort of more earnest fashion here. You can see it's not entirely constrained at the south. And yep, normal feature of a solar cycle. The solar polar field reversal process has been taking its good old time. So we're gonna also show you the 193 angstroms view. This is the colorized magnetogram over the past 3 days. Again, Sunspot 3014 is more than noteworthy. So here's just yesterday and today in 193 angstroms. Again, we are expecting some additional coronal hole high-speed streams from this North Pole-oriented system, and we're expecting some greater definition from this South Pole transequatorial coronal hole system. It'll become more well-defined as it rotates closer to the Earth. There's a lot of plasma in between the Earth and those South Pole-oriented coronal holes. They'll become a lot clearer when the plasma is less bumpy in between us and it. So here's our synoptic map. Again, Sunspot 3014 has grown massively over the past day. Likelihood of major solar flares goes up with it. And here we've brought up the last 3 days in 1700 angstroms, just to show you sort of the evolution of that sunspot. So it's grown quite a lot since yesterday. And let's continue on. Here's the full disk view of the imagery we started out with. This is the composite imagery, 1700 angstroms plus 171 angstroms. Again, it looks like another sunspot group rising in the northeast as well. You can see this active region here slightly behind the northeastern limb. Solar Cycle 25, there's nothing minimum about it. There's nothing minimum about our appreciation for our Twitch followers either. We stream regularly at the Smash News Network to Twitch, twitch.tv/SmashoMash. It's such a great live streaming platform that's what we like to use. We also do stream live occasionally to YouTube. Twitch.tv/SmashoMash. Thanks to our followers over there. If you're a larger channel, please host our content. And if you'd like to help us out with a monthly subscription service, join at the gold or silver level at smashomash.com/SmashTeam. Complimentary merch for annual paid-up gold subscriptions. You can also get a complimentary email address at our domain, smashomash.com. Most simple names not taken yet, thanks to our gold level Smash Team members. Today's featured product is the Galactic Federation Special Forces motto, Universum Liberate, because if Smash staff and I could wave our magic wand, we would set everybody free. So help support the Galactic Federation Special Forces by picking up some merch. All proceeds go to, well, the proceeds go to further our cause, which is to advance facts and good science about things like heliophysics, astrophysics, cosmology, and more. Universum Liberate, the motto of the Galactic Federation Special Forces. The symbolism refers to signal strength and security and galactic scale reach and instantaneous abilities. It's our unit patch. If you're not happy of what's going on Earth, help bring peace to the galaxy with freedom and liberty. It's your responsibility to uphold those values. So yeah, welcome to the Neo Renaissance. SmashoMash.com. You can find links to the Smasho merch, as well as the Smash Team, our forum, and more on the homepage. And when I say and more, I mean social media links. You can find a link, a permanent one, to our Discord chat. You need an invite to join a Discord chat. There's the permanent link to it right on our homepage. Again, welcome to the Neo Renaissance. Congratulations on realizing the channel exists, despite the pathetic, sickening, and putrid censorship of big tech, quote, platforms, end quote. Getting back to space weather data here, we don't see any spikes in the proton flux. We've seen underperforming flares, and something else to note here. See that right there? That's the background level. The background level output of the sun right now is a C2. In other words, we don't need any flares to see a C-class level X-ray output. So it's a continuing uptick here in solar activity. It's quite exciting. And here is the past 3 days in 171 angstroms. The house favorite wavelength. Just spectacular imagery there from the SDO. And let's continue on, as we've got additional stuff to cover. And to help orient you, the stargazer, our typical viewer, we brought up a star chart here. And this planetary pile-up every morning continuing here with Saturn, Mars, Jupiter, and Venus rising ahead of the Sun, Mercury rising behind the Sun. It's now become an evening planet. So you might be able to see Mercury if you've got a low horizon and clear skies right after the sun sets. That's in-the-sky.org, by the way, if you want to put in your location to see what's going on above your head. That's what's going on over our head here in Lehigh Valley, Pennsylvania. Here's where the planets are located at the moment. Let's advance this 1 week. Here's where things will be in a week. We'll have a crescent waning moon by then. As all the planets gather on one side of the solar system, people will become frightened of things that are absolutely not scary in any way. The planets are not going to kill you. It's absolutely ridiculous. And let's look at the coronagraphs here from Lagrange Point 1, the Soho-Lasco C2 and Soho-Lasco C3. So there is a coronal mass ejection showing up here. You can see it coming out of the northwestern limb. Does not look to be earthly directed. Let's close out today's video with some additional moving pictures. This is the past 24 hours from the SDO, the Solar Dynamics Observatory, in 304 angstroms ionized helium. And there's actually a spectacular prominence going on right now. It's this portion right up here. It's in the process of ejecting as we make the video. So yeah, thanks for tuning in. Again, keep an eye on Sunspot 3014. It's certainly the most interesting, it could be the most interesting sunspot of the entire solar cycle. So anyway, thanks for tuning in. Congratulations on realizing the channel exists. Take a moment to press like, subscribe, share, notify, etc. We'll see you next time at the Smash News Network. Please bust the name of news, and may that solar wind be at your back.